Let's see. Does it work this time? Hello. Are people back? Well, that was cool. Guess I will not edit the frog on stream. That seems dangerous. Hey. Okay, no editing the frog. Somehow when I restarted OBS, we reached the sub goal. Woohoo! The $40,000 sub goal. Okay. So I'm gonna actually do the normal work now. There's quite a bit of work to do. How is this gonna work? What am I gonna do? Hey, Rectum of Justice, how's it going, man? You might be in time for potentially another stream crash, we'll see. Havoc Worker coming, yeah. That would absolutely not happen now. Even if I got the sub goal. So currently, let me actually just run the game first of all, I guess. I also have found I wrote like a really efficient multi-threaded lockless web server like months ago. And it's really good, I think. And then I opened my ports and people started, well, like bots started requesting random things and doing random stuff and it keeps crashing. So this is a good test. So I have this running in the background. Last time is not a member. Oh, I don't know about that. This is in the update loop, so the last time is literally... Do I even need that? I mean, I get why I need it, but like... I don't know. The VTuber avatar? Kinda. It's gonna change. Can't hit play. Broke everything. Usually you have to refresh browser. Crash. Okay, why is this looking in the past to get the throwing goblin position? That is the question. And the problem is I don't know the answer to that. Actually, I don't know the answer really. Okay, I'm back. Woohoo! So Twitch Mobile, that worked then? Yeah, wait, what did you say that's going to respond to? I've had this multiple times. Did it go on Switch? Or do you plan on buying on Steam? Buying for friends. I hope it'll go to Switch. That is kind of like the one console I want to release it to. Force close, okay. I am not that sure why this is happening. I'm going to change it ill-advisedly. Let's change it. It's going to be context time minus update rate milliseconds. There's no last time. This is such a fucking bad idea. I mean, it doesn't have to change actually. it can be like another if client, else nothing really, else print server doesn't know how to be thrown or throw goblins yet. I don't know. Okay. Please work. Goblin logic 366. Man, this one is server. I'm just like fucking up all the code right now. It's already fucked though. Server. Frozen progress. Okay, that one's a problem. Guess things are gonna get better. We can never lose. Yeah. Frozen progress. I guess I'll take you from here. Rooted progress. You come with me. You'll go maybe here or something. Okay, it compiles. There's so much to do. But it had to be done. You know, the result of this thing, where I'm like actually legitimately merging the server and client code. Hey, Aerodev. Thanks for the raid, man. I've been having stream crash issues, but thanks. Hopefully it won't happen again. Welcome, people. I'm gonna turn the music down and skip this song. But the result, so I've been going through merging all of my server and client code so bots can run correctly on the server, and the result is actually there's kind of no concept in the client at all now of like this is the goblin I own. So it's legitimately possible and probably pretty easy to add split screen co-op. I don't know if I would, because it still, there's probably, for one, on the consoles where you'd want to use that, the FPS is probably shit. But secondly, yeah, there's probably a bunch of issues with it still, but anyways, this is the result of all that. This person I'm moving, you can see when I jump, it's like not technically perfect. It like has some frame stutter, like that. This is a bot on the server. This is a bot, and all I'm doing is sending my inputs to the server, and it's moving the bot like it would move it bot normally. So, this is how I'm testing the game. And the problem is... Oh yeah, that's what I'm tracking. I, today, am not working on this, so this has to change. I'll just do this. Actually, I'll just look for where this thing is. It actually seems like it's all... Let me be sure. I can just do if exist fake bot ID for everything. Otherwise this will be good. Good. That one is fine. It has to be there. Actually, maybe it doesn't. I'll check in a second. Yeah, I'm gonna probably apply it to Nintendo to Switch access in like 2 or something months. That's my plan. But I don't know if they want a demo. I think they do. I'll have to, so I can't apply yet. I have to have bots. Bots. Everything is bots. kinder, better, except yeah, we'll see, man. I've like lost so much confidence in all this stuff. Like, that's the reason I made the whole website. You have to do stuff the way they want you to do it, or you're just rejected from everything. But I have the website now. I'll have a demo. I don't really see what they could possibly reject me for. And it crashed. So this is a result of... Okay, let's look at this. Oh, that one's fine. Maybe. Yeah. Everything that crashes today is because of the bot rework that's not done yet. Have to restart. I should probably have a timeout. Or like a connection gets dropped during loading screen. That would actually be really easy. Connection gets dropped during loading screen. Okay, here's my aiming. This is what's changing today. Let's do stuff, hang on.
The gates are opening soon.
Actually, all the stuff is done.
Rescue our princess.
It just feels bad. Why does it feel so bad? Feels really... I guess because it's 60 FPS. Alright, I'm gonna up it for this stream. That feels good now. Okay. This is the aiming system stream, so... I'm gonna make this... I guess... literally a 2D cursor. Although I don't know what kind of 2D cursor I want. Let me... What does like League of Legends do? League of Legends crosshair. Uh-oh, I have my browser open. I hope this doesn't crash my stream again. They just have like a kind of normal crosshair thing? Okay. I can do something like that. Let's look at what I have. So, the first thing then is in gameplay scene. I think at some point it's setting mouse capture over and over. It's not really a mouse capture anymore. Now it's like a... I guess this is like a new aim controller, huh? Okay. Aim controller, we will resave you. Aim controller old. Now you come with me. That means you get closed. So set. It's not mouse capture. Set gameplay mouse. I don't know. Okay, and then in the something like gameplay graphics, this one, I think it changes your cursor. Yeah, in a kind of bad way. Whatever. This is, I think this is what I want. I'm really kind of not sure. Game controller initialize. Is that already a function? No. So we will go do that. Whatever. And then I need, where is this? So it's raw. Cursor? Really? Okay, that's my cursor. That's definitely not good enough. I don't know what to do. I'm guessing Photoshop doesn't have an AI upscaling thing yet. I'm just gonna make it twice as big. It'll be fine. No one's gonna notice. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna keep this in the long run, but like for now it's fine. Cursor large. Okay. So I need this. Your gameplay cursor image. Oh, but it's this one. What the fuck is this? What does this give you? A GLFW cursor pointer. With a lowercase c, right? Yeah. Okay. I guess, actually, I can just have some function like load cursor with a path? But it's a raw path? It's fine. GLW cursor. It does this. So GLW cursor is this thing. GLW gameplay cursor is the same thing, but cursor large. Okay. That's it. I mean, the naming's bad. It'll work though. If enabled and not gameplay mouse. This is going to manage the whole state, this one function basically. And I think then actually the implication is when you load the cursor, actually it should just initialize this guy, because that's what's happening over here now. Yep. So if you want the gameplay cursor, otherwise if you don't want the gameplay cursor, I call it gameplay cursor. Yay. I mean, that's it. That'll do something, right? So now basically everywhere in the code where I set mouse capture, probably literally everywhere, I set gameplay cursor. We'll pretend that one's not relevant. I am so fucking not sure about this though, having your cursor on the screen always. And I guess League of Legends does do that. They know what they're doing. Set. Also not relevant, but this one becomes true. I think. Actually, no. Maybe. No. Splash screen. Not gameplay cursor. Title scene. Not gameplay cursor. Don't even know what this is, so whatever. Pause. Deselect pause. Hey, that works, yeah. This one doesn't really matter anymore. That one's probably literally mouse capture. Okay, let's see if this works. So I have my little mouse, and I have, for some reason now, I have my Windows mouse. Okay, this did not work. Is it actually called cursor large.png though, I wonder? Cursor underscore large.png. Yes. I'm skeptical about the 00. No, that has the width and height in it. The 00 is fine. Fuck. That's the cursor click point, I'm pretty sure. Okay. How? Am I doing this anywhere else in the game? Essentially, no. Let me try again. Actually, before that, let's just find out what's happening. Did the server crash? No. This one did. Fuck. Okay, I would need to look at this for a minute. This is endpoint server 106. Okay, that's actually fucking weird. This one essentially should not crash. Setting printing URL. Okay, so it's the act of printing the URL during a read event. Received event something. Printing URL. Setting 0 to null. Okay, that one is suspicious. That's probably in the multi-threaded server. Setting blank to null. Yeah, that probably doesn't matter. It's actually crashing in print. It's actually crashing in endpoint server. I suspect I mean, like, so what's happening is I open my ports. It seems like my current IP is one that people think is a website for some reason. And I get a ton of random requests. And I'm suspecting probably someone sent a request that was supposed to crash my server, and it did, probably. So I don't really understand how. I could add more shit. I wonder if this block of memory... Like, it's crashing when you try and print the string. I don't understand how. Let's not do this. There's no reason. I mean, I might as well just try again, I guess. It'll eventually crash. Okay. Back to the actual aim controller. We'll let it crash. Anyways. There's no point thinking about it. Here's my cursor, and it is not right, and I'd like to kind of know why. Where are the state changes? Almost nowhere. Really? What? Setting gameplay cursor to something. Setting gameplay cursor to false. That's fine, yeah. But then when you join the game, I'm guessing it says setting gameplay cursor to true. Setting gameplay cursor to false. That's fine, that's when you enter the title scene. Setting gameplay cursor to true. Okay, that's what fucks it up. There's probably rules. I guess. There's probably rules about what a GLFW cursor is allowed to be. Let me see if I can find them. So the system cursor theme provides... I wonder... No, there's no way it's wrong. I'm just gonna say... if enabled, don't do it. Let's find out real quick. What did it do? Okay, there's my correct cursor. And then... bad cursor. Fuck. So it's like just calling it again. This is so surprising to me. Just calling, the act of calling it again will break it. Oh, wait. Well, this is a problem, but it shouldn't matter that much. I have to remove that from there. That might have been an issue. Whoops. Yeah, it was still broken. Okay. Cursors are going to destroy it with a thing. A cursor can be set as current window with set cursor. Revert with null. Nope, there is nothing in here that talks about rules for things. Yep. Just GLFW set cursor just breaks it. I do not see how that's possible. Actually. Maybe it has to do with this, maybe. Nope, that's only input mode. I know nothing about internet networking. It seems scary letting random people talk to your program from anywhere. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I do there on my computer there's probably a non-zero chance that they can do something bad. But the thing is, I guess if that's true, I have to fix it. So like might as well just try. I don't know. It's non-zero, but it's really, really tiny. This, by the way, should not be messing up. So this should not be messing up. I'll try just a minute. I mean, I don't need this to continue, but like, I'll try just a minute more. Yeah, it is never calling this, right? Nope. Nope. Oh, changing the input mode. Is this it? It could be. Cursor normal, it maybe isn't what I want. Let me look this up. Set input mode. Cursor. Makes the cursor visible, behave normally. Makes the cursor visible but confines it to the content area or window. Huh. The set cursor will only be visible when the cursor mode on the window is GL cursor normal. But so it's mouse captured is never actually true. It's always false. But GLFW cursor normal, I'm worried, is maybe forcing it into default. Or setting it to cursor normal. How about this? Let's disable this and see what happens. Like, I wouldn't be that surprised if GLFW has some weird rules, like when you set the cursor mode even from normal back to normal, it will reset your actual cursor image or something. Okay, it's still bad. It's still wrong. Okay, correct cursor, and then bad cursor. So maybe it's not that. But anyways, the actual cursor value I want, this has to change anyways. the actual cursor value you want, probably always, for your game is captured instead of normal. Yeah, captured. And then currently captured is what? True. Wait, really? Really? No. False. Okay, that makes sense. So then, if it's false, we go to input. We're gonna have to set the input mode to captured in the window. This feels weird. Probably it's the correct thing to do, maybe. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know. When you're in like when you're playing the game, yes. But when you're in the main menu, what do you want the cursor to do? When you're in the main menu, I guess I don't have the expectation that it can move out of the window, actually. I don't know though what's better, but I'll just leave it like this for now. Okay, that will technically work. That definitely does not fix the issue. So how about... let's see if it fixes the issue if I just return. Captured. Wait, that's not a thing. It is, though, by the way. Uh-oh. It is, though, by the way. GLFW. How is it not? I'm never gonna find this. Okay, well, whatever. I guess I have an older GLFW that doesn't have this, and it's probably another function call. That's another doesn't get fixed right now thing. I mean, we can try then in Windows setting cursor to normal. It's definitely going to have to get locked to the window though. Minton. The average when API drawer, whenever you set the cursor every frame, GLFW does not work that way. Did the server crash again? Fucking people. URL length is 1 billion. Okay, I see a problem. What do I do about that? How'd they do that? Fuck. Anyways, the cursor's not right. I'm gonna skip the cursor thing and I'll fix it later, but how'd they do this? Who's doing this? The pointer is something that looks valid. The length is some integer overflow. Even though I don't know how to stop this. I think it's an integer overflow because the event data is... okay, I'll fix this later too. this has a message length of 2,000 million something. I think it's probably corrupted memory somehow. I think that's what's happening. Okay. Maybe I should close that port. Anyways. Wait, this does raise flags now. Wait, so the thing I just did was comment this out, so it only ever sets the cursor one time ever. And it was still wrong. Fat aiming. Hey Nitrix, how's it going, man? Thanks for the bits that I know that redeem as bits now. Okay, what I'd like to do, one more thing. When you resolve the mouse capture, I want to do boom boom resolving mouse capture. I'm suspicious about this. You could totally abuse my addiction to large emotes and become rich. Yes. You know what I was thinking about doing? I don't know how to do this really, especially without pissing people off. But considering I'm like an actual solo indie developer working on this game and I stream on Twitch for the development, I want to like connect my Twitch subs and maybe my Patreon subs to the game so they get some cosmetic-y thing for being subbed on these different platforms. I've never seen a developer do that. And I don't exactly know how I could do that without pissing people off. Also, this. Let's just return. This is easier to test this way. But if I can do it, it seems kind of genius. I don't really understand why other people haven't done it. Okay, I pissed it off. Maybe potentially what's happening. I have a theory. I have another theory. You have to just guess at what they're not telling you. If you load a cursor, GLFW maybe can only have one cursor loaded at a time. Probably not, but maybe. Nope, that did not fix it. Why? Okay, the other thing that could be happening, and this is way more simple, is technically ImGUI is setting cursor. Technically. So like it doesn't technically have to do that. That could be doing it. I am using ImGUI. Yeah, people will use their Prime free subscription, no hard commitment, and gifted subs and stuff. Yeah. That's the thing, it's because it's Prime. Like, you can end game easily. Okay, also this fixed it. It was fucking ImGUI. Fuck you, ImGUI. Fucking ImGUI. But yeah, you can, that's all, right? It's, Prime is free, so if I can somehow, like, correctly convey that Prime helps me, and that you get stuff for it. Am I even allowed to do that? I guess I am. Yeah, I guess I am. But it's kind of genius, right? Why has no one done that? Like, I can understand a big studio not doing it, because the extra, like, for a big studio, the extra, like, $10,000 you make a month is nothing. ImGUI has context.io, want capture mouse, in case you didn't know. It's automatically doing some stuff, with whatever it thinks the mouse cursor, like this is the ImGUI implementation code, so it's just when you're setting it to cursor normal, ImGUI is setting your cursor image also at the same time. That's all. And the fucking thing crashed again. This better not be one of you motherfuckers crashing my server. Okay, I have big cursor. We have big cursor now. Oh, the GLW backend? Yeah.
The gates are...
We have big, shitty, ugly cursor. Let's go. So. Aim controller. Get aim position. Or get client aim position. It's actually going to be a vector 3. I need some of this code. Where the fuck is the right code? None of this. I need the matrix code of this stuff, right? Not really, no. I need the opposite of that. This one, I guess. This is my code now. Thank you. And okay, there's a perspective matrix. That's good, I guess. Get client aim position. That's exactly that name. Okay, hang on. Raw. That's what I want to do. Aim ray, get ray at pixel. And it would be, I guess, inputs. And my game has changed so much in the past like 2 weeks. Mouse. I don't know what to do with this. This is both technically client code, but like, I guess I'll do this. Anyways, that, go to view. And now you have to get the intersection of that with the ground, but that's not all you do. That will probably be all I do for now, though. Yeah. Okay. I think this is what I'm going to be doing the whole stream. And it's essentially just this. Because there's a lot to do with this to replace everything. I need to, by the end of the day, delete this whole file. This one's not bad. Yeah. So the question right now is like, it's really fucking easy just to draw a line from the camera to the thing. That's probably not right. Like, your camera can be pretty easily intersecting a wall, and you don't want to be aiming at that wall. So it's almost like it has to come from the goblin's eyes. And technically, one possible thing I could do, especially since this is on the client, is I can iterate through the physics intersection, all of the intersections, and then find the best one for the goblin. But that seems finicky. I think I will just not worry about it right now and just do a blanket intersection. It'll probably be fine. I think. I'll make a note. Fuck his target. That'll work. I don't really understand when you need a normal. Whatever. How about this also, though? This makes sense. If you did not hit, we're just going to assume if you did not hit, or rather, if you did hit, return this. Now we're going to get the intersection at the goblin plane. Even that is not exactly right. Maybe I already do this here. You have to get the camera center position, not the goblin. Which, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. I thought it would have been here. Get dynamic target. That's basically it. Okay. Get the dynamic target. Normal value is up. Is that grape in your profile picture? Yeah. How do you know that? Actually, how do you know that? Intersection, simple goblin plane point. I'm just going to assume this one hits because it does. Just noted. Yeah, but how do you know grape? Okay, here's this. There's a bunch of other shit that has to happen, but ignoring that. Get raw climbing position. Maybe makes more sense. Saw cute pics of him ages ago. Yeah. Rest in peace. Okay, this code will probably work, and it's gonna go somewhere. Every goblin is effectively going to get this, but you don't really care. I am not that sure where this goes. aim controller update. That actually makes sense. So I'm gonna do something I think more stupid. There's your client goblin. If you have a client goblin inputs, game input. So aim position has a vector 3. That's a new thing. Aim position will become get client aim position. That's it, actually. That's all I'm doing for now. And then I'm gonna probably take a short break, like 2 minutes. But all of this has to go away. And then I have to go through and delete all of these functions out of the code and just switch that one single value. That's the plan, at least. And then I'm going to add the complexity back into this. But I'll be right back. Short break time. Let me like run the game so something's on the screen. Uh-oh. Okay, short break, be right back. I'm back. Hello. I have tea. Okay. So nothing's gonna work yet. So what we do is find all the calls in aim controller old one at a time that have to be replaced. Like this. This is really fucking bad. TW. I have... What would this... I guess it's Earl Grey tea. It's like loose leaf, actually not shit Earl Grey tea. So I don't know about lock target goblin ID anymore. Yeah, it probably still makes sense. Let's just stick a bunch of shit at the top of this file. Lock goblin ID, and then you have something for... Oh, this is gonna be hard to do. Alright, whatever. Then you have something for which teams you're allowed to lock onto. That's somewhere, isn't it? Maybe not here. Uh-oh. Something here should filter. Get target goblin team. Is that? Oh, really? That's it? Aww. But no, the lock on itself is determined by what team you requested that you're allowed to lock onto. Get potential targets. That one maybe. Is valid target maybe. Is valid target. There we go. Current aim target, that would be it. Desired aim target, okay. I have gotten paranoid about teabag fibers, really. I have not given a shit at all about microplastics. So I'm gonna get super cancer someday in like 30 years, probably. Desired aim target, okay. So I do, it turns out, have to update this. Kind of. Oh, fuck. So this code has to be able to run. Okay, I think bots are permanently always going to lock onto a player. Yeah. So we'll do update aim position for a goblin. That will do the lock on shit, and that applies to bots too. That one's... I don't know. No, that's not exactly right. Close. Update client aim position then. Client goblin, get client goblin. This kind of is just replacing this code. More or less. Actually, like, exactly. exclusively eat macroplastics. Oh. That sounds hard. This also should probably be before gameplay. Yep. And actually, that's update render client aim position. So it's like update render client aim position. This is important. This one actually goes here. Oh, fuck. The mouse movement is in the render loop. That's like very fucking important for a good filling game. Okay. But it should be, I think, in gameplay scene only. And there's not really a good render area for that. Shouldn't it be in gameplay scene? In gameplay scene, you would render the thing which moves the mouse and gets the intersection and whatever. I think it should be. There's just not a good spot. Okay, let me look at Scene Manager. Maybe fucking Fat Goblins? No. I mean, okay, I guess I was already doing it. That's literally rendering it. Okay, I get it. That's not exactly what I want. Yeah, I don't know where to put this. Modify view would make sense, though. Nah, we'll put it in opaque ground for now. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all, actually. Here it goes. Yeah, actually, you go there. Okay. So this will do something later. And then current aim target can become desired aim target. Desired aim target can become none. The update loop. That's pretty important. Yep. So it's time to start. You can't really see this, I guess. It's time to start getting rid of functions. I don't know what the main function is that I call like all the time. I know whatever it is gives you back the target goblin. This one. Aim controller get aim position. Okay. So the implication of that is one of two things. Yeah, I don't think you want to recall this code or call this code again every time. So in the actual gameplay input, you will have a target goblin ID. I guess. I'm gonna skip this long too. In the actual gameplay code, you'll have a target goblin ID, and then you do have to validate it. But so it kind of feels like there should be something called, like, I can actually just probably replace this method and give you back, pass in a goblin, and at least for now, I can just force it to give you the same stuff. I guess. So the main question then is, do I want to cache the target goblin ID? Pretty fucking sure the answer is yes. But it kind of feels extremely weird. How about we'll do it this way, maybe? You have your input and whatever, and then you'll have using aim data with an anonymous struct that I think needs a semicolon. Target goblin ID. I mean, at least it's kind of organized. Okay. So we are gonna cache it. Aim controller update targets, maybe? Target. I think I'm gonna loop through the goblins, no? Probably. Yeah. For local goblin of get local goblins. This can run on the server. If this guy. Well, it's really just like you have to get the nearby targets. I'm trying to like think ahead to how the bots are gonna work, but I guess desired aim target and current aim target is gonna go in the goblin. I guess. Okay. So local goblin current aim target is at this point. Local goblin target goblin ID is target goblin. I think you can just pass in this guy. Will probably technically work. And this one, yeah, I guess this one will still work. Okay. So if you're aiming in a general area, we're going to try and get all the goblins. That's not right. Uh-oh. So really, getting the target goblin is, you probably do different things for client and not client. I should stop trying to think about bots, I'm pretty sure. Bots probably don't matter right now. Maybe I actually just say fuck bots for now. Because the bots are just gonna have an ID and they just target it. Like they're, okay, yeah, fuck bots. It's two different. So we have to get your target goblins through your raycast. And that might be a little bit hard. Not really. I do have to know your actual camera ray, which I guess I can get again at update time, so that's actually fine. Okay. And the implication is also aim controller, get client, target goblin. This is a client thing now. So we'll get your aim ray. We're going to make a bounding box for that. So maybe work. Man, this is just gonna be like the whole fucking map. It's going to be aim ray position. And your actual 3D aim position that I feel like you don't actually know yet. I'm just going to make this work so it basically crashes on the server. Man, this is so confusing. Okay, so here's my aim position, whatever, X thing, and I have to know the actual intersection of this, which happens technically here, so that's in my client aim position, which should be 3D. I don't know if that's input. Whatever, doesn't matter. Well, apparently it does matter because the implication of this function call is that you can aim even when your goblin is dead. Oh man. Client aim position. Yeah. That is more or less the implication. Feel like I should just get rid of aim position. I think aim position is a client-only concept. That's what I'm kind of realizing. Alright then. Is it 3 in ABB through 3D? Yep. That's generally how I have my stuff structured in all my math, is that everything that can be 2D or 3D says 2 and 3. So, client aim position. Okay, and my client aim position, which is always valid, so we'll do this. This is not. Do this. Upper is this. And then we can, I guess, do dot y dot z That will work. I feel like I did that a really stupid way, but whatever. Okay. Now we get potential goblin. Get goblins inside. Nope, it needs padding. It needs quite a bit of padding. -1, -1. We'll see. Okay. So now we're going to have to get all goblins that align with the concept of current target, which also then implies that this is a client thing. Okay. And this is going to conflict with this guy. Oh shit. Not you, wait. Apparently, you're supposed to reset it back to enemies or allies. Okay, then. It's valid target. Just return false. Who cares? That's everything. Yay. Okay. Things are about to get so fucked up. How did it use current target? I actually kind of need this code again then. Is valid target. If this guy's ID is your client ID, only if you can target yourself. Yeah. If they're on your team, only allies. If they're on enemy team, only enemies. Return false. Okay. Sure. So as we're looping through potential guys, if this potential goblin is not a valid client target, probably makes more sense. Skip him. And now we need to do some type of distance check. But it's really fucking annoying. I hate this math. I don't think there's any way around it. How tall is a goblin? I think I've made a goblin line before. 1.6. That'll do. Alright, there's my goblin line, and now we get goblin array, I don't know, dist, whatever. There might be a nearest point between array and a line. Yes, there is. That'll work for me. Goblin line point is the nearest point between goblin line and aim ray. And it is true that it always has one. So this is the distance between the goblin line point. Uh-oh. Well, then it's the distance between the ray and the goblin line point. So aim ray and goblin line point. Okay. However, I'm pretty sure the way this is supposed to work is probably not even a heuristic. But like, if you are within a certain target radius. I think. I guess. If you're within a certain target radius, you will just target whichever goblin was either the most recently locked on or the closest, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So if goblin dis is less than, we'll have something valid radius 1. That's big. Probably way too fucking big. Is this actually going to work? Like, I'm thinking about, what about when you have two goblins in 3D space that are like, there's one, and you're aiming like, if you're aiming here, these are their lines. Like, this line's closer, that's fine. About this. So like when you're aiming here, obviously this one's closer. When you're aiming here though, well, but it's the valid distance, so it's only just like, yeah, shit. Maybe it is a heuristic. I don't know what the fuck the heuristic would be, though. Because if you are aiming here, I think it's pretty obvious you want this guy. So I think you can. It's not even right to say you can scale this distance by like the camera perspective. That's also not logically correct, because if you have this situation, you have goblin guy. I need to draw a slightly better thing. And we'll say other goblin guy that's closer to the camera. And you click right here. You want this guy because the goblin looks like this. Maybe I just need to do anything and then go check it, because I'm not even sure that's true. Maybe, are people going to target feet? Man, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. I can't imagine this type of aiming system. Yeah, I probably just need to do anything and fix it later. I think this is the kind of thing I have to playtest. This isn't right, but I'll fix it later. Okay. Closest. This. Is this for selecting goblin? Yes. I'm changing the whole aim system to basically using a 2D mouse. And I don't know, right, like in a lot of situations it's obvious, but like if you have two goblins lined up like this, which in reality the game is like way more, the game's like this perspective, but still. Okay, the game's this perspective. So say you have two goblins here. Like if I'm clicking here, I do probably want to target that goblin in the back actually. I don't exactly know what that heuristic is or how to tell. It might be the distance to the feet. It might be distance to feet. Don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to figure out. Like, I don't know how this aiming system's gonna work at all. Get target goblin. Should this return the goblin or the ID? I guess ID. And then camera dist, I guess. That's not right either. That's good enough though. Okay, camera distance is their feet to the camera, I guess. Okay, I now have, I guess, a shitty way to get the closest goblin. Okay. Yeah, that one. Get aim position of... So this is the call I'm supposed to match the best I can. And when you update targets, you do this. If you did in fact find a new target goblin, then your client aim position is going to get set to, first of all, get the target goblin. Okay. This will work, I guess. Except I'm now also realizing this should technically be happening inside the render method. But does this inherently depend on you having an actual goblin entity? I think so. I do think so. So get your client goblin. It depends on you having an entity because the entity is what decides whether or not you're targeting an enemy or an ally. That's what I think. This is probably not that, but you get the target goblin position at context time and is local. Get their interpolated position. Okay. It's probably the best I can do. So now I have all this information. I'm gonna just assume if you're calling this function, yeah, the purpose of it being written this way is for bots, but I'm just gonna assume for now you want the client goblin. So just return client aim position Um, maybe just assert that this guy is the client goblin, because so the server doesn't try to do this. So then you can return something aim target goblin ID. I have no idea what to do with this boolean. Is the boolean ever used though? Valid. That's not used. The boolean might literally maybe never be used. Actually, that would be good. If I can just delete this shit. So far, it seems like I can. Cool, I can. Woohoo! Yay, because I don't have that boolean. Alright, that's all you do. Return the client name position and the goblin target ID. Which is weird, but that's fine. Actually, I might be able to run this code after I call this. This has to go in gameplay scene shared. Don't know where to call this though. Don't know about that. Yeah, this doesn't make sense either, does it? Maybe it does. Yeah, it does. Okay, that'll stay there. That's fine. Let's see what happens. Get client goblin 44. Why is that even called? I don't know. Types are a pointer to this thing, a float64 and a boolean. That's definitely how it's supposed to be. A goblin position inter. Maybe. Yeah, wait, what? Oh, I forgot you're not allowed to do this anymore. Okay. This is another one of the refactor changes. So actually then, that's in the render method, yeah, so this is fine. So the way it has changed is it only interpolates positions once, and you say render position. Nice. Array 70. Forgot about my T. Undeclared. Update client aim position. But that, I guess it's update render, and then yeah, it's just update render. Current aim target does conflict. That is true. Wanted 1. Okay. It's not horrible. Wait, maybe it is. Uh-oh. Is this actually called? Oh, fuck. Not that horrible. We'll pass in the goblin. Yeah, that's local. Get aim position of goblin. Okay, continue. I have to autistically do this like 50 more times, so hang on. Everything though that calls this should be local. And I should just be able to paste goblin and be happy. I think. That's local, local. That's local. Oh, there's the mutex block. Okay. That's interesting. Whatever. Is this a local? Yes. Local, local. Okay. That's local. So's that. Would it make sense to project the ABB center point of the goblins to screen space and pick the one closest to the cursor? I think no, because that's what I was talking about by... there's going to end up being a heuristic, and I don't know what it is, because... if you take this, even though it's a different angle, it's technically like the logic's valid, right? If you take this example where you have this goblin in the back and this goblin in the front, if your mouse is here, you clearly, I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you clearly want to be selecting this guy anyways, because you're like, yeah, that might not even be true though, but that's the purpose of eventually once I actually play it and get a feel for it, there will be a heuristic of something. Because like since it's way actually more top down than that, this is a more accurate example. And in this example, if your cursor is here, you do actually want to be targeting that guy. But the center is not right, because if your cursor is here, actually, if your cursor is here, I don't know what happens. But anyways, that's why I have to fill it. I don't know. Local, 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 local. I actually don't know. Like, pretty rarely do I feel like completely have no idea what to do. And I have no idea. I think aiming systems are fucking hard, especially in essentially 2D. Oops. Okay, this guy has a goblin somehow. That's good. Thank you. Client. Okay. That can get deleted, I guess. Goblin. Client goblin, right? Yep. Damn it. My God, this is used so many fucking times. Whatever. Stop crashing my server, fucking random people. I do think it's true though that the entire core of the logic, also he's not looking at my cursor. Okay, well, hang on. The entire core of the logic is just, if you aim at them, you should hit them. And so I just have to find out, I think, how to convey that into like a 2D, 3D space or whatever. So also, why am I not aiming the right way? I think it has to do with aim offset, maybe? I'm not that sure. That does not seem to be it. Maybe here? Get goblin aim offset, that would be it. Okay. I need that. Fuck. You now go away. Woohoo! And this would probably not be client code. Get aim offset, I guess. So what you'll be doing is every goblin that exists, yeah, and you only need to do this if you have a goblin, so this is for a goblin. And every goblin that exists has a target, which is actually not exactly true, but close enough. Maybe. I'm gonna do this again. You should not be calling this for non-clients, I think. So, if it needs a vector 2, we just return goblin, no, client aim position X, goblin last position X. Except in reality, it's probably render position. That's it. Yay. So then I need to search for this, and it is only ever called one time in its entire life. There we go. Did you crash again? Nope. Okay, I'm looking at my mouse. That's, you know, something. Why can't I click to attack?
Prepare to rescue our princess.
This is new?
Gaming.
Raiders. Hey,
Get to work.
thanks for the raid, man. Gaming. What's up, everyone? I'm today reworking my aim system. How's it going, people? I'm reworking my aim system, and hey, Colin, hey. Everything is like very broken. So, what's actually happening? I'm really working on bots. This feels Fat Princessy. That's what it is. It's inspired by Fat Princess. Yeah, I'm working on bots. I've been working on bots for like many weeks now, but in the past like 1 week, I've completely merged my server and client goblin code And so everything is like extremely fucked up right now. But as part of that process, I have to change my aim system so you're actually like aiming at your, I don't know, it just has to change. So I'm now trying to aim at your mouse. Before it was like a 3D aim system, and I think that's just not good. So anyways, I'm trying to like improve the feeling of the aiming. It's very important, right? Aim at your boy, huh? I don't know why this isn't working right now. I can't currently attack. Thanks for the follow. I should actually be able to see my stream. Thanks for the follow. So this is PoE 2 style. Well, not exactly. So like, I had a discussion about that with some people for a while. The problem is, PoE 2 and like League of Legends and stuff are effectively 2D games. Like, you can only aim on basically one plane of existence, and here you clearly have like mini planes, right? So what the fuck do you do is the problem. In fact, I actually don't know. When my mouse moves down here, I expect the goblin to snap that way, but he's not. So that's fucking weird. Actually. Is it only ever intersecting with physics? But see, that's kind of the problem with the 3D aiming.
Save me.
Wait, is making games hard? No. You can just use ChatGPT. So whatever it's doing feels right to me, but this is also not what it's supposed to be doing. Like, it's definitely supposed to be aiming over there, and then my guy goes boom.
Save me.
In a bad way. Okay, anyways. Shit. I guess the priority right now is why the fuck can't I attack? That would not feel good if the guy snapped. Yeah. Unintended good behavior. That's exactly what's happening. So I think in order to, it needs to be bad behavior. Like it, I have no fucking clue why it feels good right now. Definitely it shouldn't. And that's a problem. Let's try this. Did hit. But anyways, I need it to feel bad, and then what has to happen is I have to filter your aim position by something like a sphere around your goblin, maybe? I don't know. Why don't you have a big invisible plane under the character so the ray collides with that? Because sometimes you actually want to aim down. Like you can stand on top of an outpost and shoot people below you. So how the fuck do you do that? Yeah, everything is bad, and my thing crashed. I also have been changing my login server code, and it is not stable. Game feels too good. We have to go back. Kinda. Actually. Did hit false. Okay, so... So that's not right. So that's why it feels good. No wonder everything felt good. That kind of makes me wonder. Maybe you should be forced to aim on your plane of existence unless you're targeting a goblin? I don't know. But anyways... Obviously, this is not right at all. And I'm guessing this is wrong? Let's check my mouse position. Fuck, I restarted the server. Everything's fucked. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? It's actually so fucked. I'm so dumb. Hang on. I have to now make the aim controller shared on the server. So aim controller goes from here into shared, and now it might actually work, but nope. This is the problem with sharing the code. But that's client code. Aim controller 190. Maybe go again. Aim controller 190 if client. This is the wrong file. Okay, hang on. Okay, that'll work maybe. What is the best thing about Jai? AI part? There is that in the name. I guess, I mean the answer is like really basic, but I feel like Jai as a language is extremely readable without any weird shit at all, which is like, it pisses me off when languages do things seemingly just to be confusing. And the second thing is just the compilation time is like very, very fast, right? I just need this to compile, and then I need to never touch this again. Please, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I should not have restarted the server. Don't tell me about the cast. Cast makes sense. Fuck you. This feels like a situation we have to just write different picking strategies. Oh, you're talking about for the heuristic-y thing? Yeah. You are talking about for aiming, right? Okay, I've made it compile again. Everything can come back now. Special case and non-plane aiming. I will have to do that, yeah. I have no concept of what actually is the right answer here. And so the only way for me to go forward is to try a bunch of things. That's what will happen. Okay, and I can run the client now, right? Okay, do not restart the fucking server. This is... I mean, those numbers...
Are opening soon. Prepare.
Those numbers look right to me. So... I'm really confused. I'm actually really confused. I guess let me check this. Get rate at pixel. The pixel being this math. Oh, that's right. That's in screen space. So it's like -1 to 1 and 1 to -1 or something. I guess. Okay, let's see what aim ray is. Little Kaz, because of Coda Games, technically that's where the name came from, yeah, but that's what it's gonna change soon. I was working on at the very start of the stream, updating my character to be one of the art assets from the other game, but it kept crashing my stream. I don't know why. It kept killing OBS. I think actually something was messing up the Chromium backend.
Prepare to rescue our
But
princess.
yeah, those are actual character assets from Into the Spirit Well. Okay, 50, whatever the fuck, negative something, and looking... That's backwards. I'm not crazy, right? +1, y, that's absolutely backwards. How the fuck is it backwards? What? Don't I use this code, like, all the time? Goblin screen position minus screen. Oh. I have this code, and then I just use it to get an intersection with the goblin plane. That's the only thing I do with it. And that would work because it's negative. Oh god. So direction is just backwards. Probably. Which should probably be this then. I mean, no. I don't want to correctly fix it. Okay, correctly fixing it actually just implies negative and positive. That's probably all there is to it. Now the math is probably technically right. Now do you aim correctly? Okay. Yes, now he aims correctly. Here we look. Okay. Yeah, I don't play this very often,
The
but
gates are opening soon. Prepare to rescue our princess.
there's the snapping, right? Oh,
Get to
man.
work, goblins.
Save me!
Brr. That's the snapping I was looking for. Just what I wanted. I mean, like, you know, it's not horrible. Since aiming doesn't affect your movement at all, it doesn't feel really bad. Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, now the question is, why can't I swing my weapon? Man, the game is beyond fucked right now. He's looking down so as long as arrows and stuff work properly. Like you mean archer class and things? Yeah, that won't work. But I mean, that will get fixed at some point. It must be keys buffered. We'll just check these two things real quick. I think keys buffered is probably extremely fucked, and I haven't tested it in like a week. This song is so quiet compared to the others. And it crashed. I probably should close my ports, man. Click. Click. Down. I think I know why. No, that does not. doesn't really explain it. I think. Can cast is false. That would be the problem. I have no idea why. It could be this. I don't. Oh, whatever. I don't want to do a breakpoint. Get mouse capture. Hey, it's that one. I figured it out. So it's not get mouse capture. Okay, I understand why that's there though. So it's actually get gameplay cursor. I wonder what all is doing this that shouldn't be. Yeah, we'll do that. Get gameplay cursor. And then debug commands. Did I leave this one? I should have set gameplay cursor, get gameplay cursor. If you're not in gameplay mode, which means that the server goblin needs this. Please work. Twitch player controls can be sure that he's plays another ad. Yeah. The Twitch everything has been like extremely horrible for me lately. Bro. It is insane how much this crashes. Holy fuck. I can swing again. Let's fucking go.
Siege the castle! Save me!
The gates are opening soon. Prepare to rescue our princess. Get
The
to work,
Freljord
goblins.
shouts! Wait. Me!
Nice.
Charge!
Do you want to be able to do this though?
Save me!
That I don't know about. Too powerful. So like, that's actually kind of intended. It's not actually broken. But the question is really, you should be able to do this. You should be able to click here and shoot up. The thing is, if you click here on the middle of the wall, where does it go? It might be right to go there. This is the real problem. Clicking the tree, you should definitely be targeting here, not here. That's the problem. And another issue with this system,
Help me!
yeah, all the heuristics are gonna have to change. If you just stand here and you just attack people, archers essentially legitimately can't hit you. And so I think it'll have to prioritize... Actually, it already should do that. Okay, it's probably fine. I think it prioritizes the lock-ons to players above environmental hits. Okay. This is fine so far. This is good. Is there any need to draw onto the environment where you're aiming though? That I don't know. when you're locked onto a goblin, at least I think you should draw that. Okay, well, let me fix the tree issue first of all. There's a lot of things to fix. They're just not all obvious because it feels good right now. The tree issue, that is in this guy. Yep, collision group all. So this is actually a really fucking complicated issue. Because maybe you just rely on locking onto goblins on top of trees. It's like you can stand on top of trees and shoot people. And if you're standing on top of a tree, it makes sense to me that you would target also the tops of trees if you're aiming at them. Maybe that's just not true. So at least the easiest thing to do for now is get rid of resource node. In fact, collision aiming sounds right. Oh, it's not. Okay. Not doors. That's fucking whatever. Not doors. Not players. Not throwable. Not heal. Okay, that's actually, yeah. Which implies not dragon. And I don't know what the fuck particle is, but you probably don't want to target that. Is the genre fat like? I feel like it is. I've mentioned that before. Also not blueprint. Legitimately, I feel like that's a type of game. Why do you ask that though? But yeah, like, isn't it? There's like multiple games that are fat-like. It should have been a type of game. Maybe I should start referring it to that way in the descriptions of the game. It makes way more sense. I don't think it's just me, but I feel like this type of game is very distinct.
Defend the princess!
Let me out.
The gates are opening soon. Prepare to rescue our princess. Get to work, goblins.
Here is for the enemy.
Okay, that would be right. This is what it's supposed to do. Yay. So how is this aiming now, just as I have it, compared to the old one? I mean, I have no problem aiming this way. Yeah. Seems fine. This could be a problem. Okay, things like this might be a problem. If there's someone back there... If there's someone back there, it probably makes sense to rely... It probably makes sense to rely on the goblin lock-on system. Okay. So, that's good then. This is all working. Let me go ahead and keep destroying the aim controller code. One thing, I'm gonna ignore that for now. Get physics aim position. How is this used? And why? I don't think this code is needed anymore. Oh, this is maybe explicitly... I don't really know. Teleport check length. Okay, I kind of get it. So this is getting the it's not exactly physics aim position, it's getting the vertical intersection at a point. But using it for teleport makes sense. I guess using it for this makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, probably. And that, yeah. I guess in that. That one doesn't make sense. Okay, that one should just be get aim position. And that is in fact local. Yes. Okay. So, not you. Get physics aim position should probably go away in favor of get vertical? Then I don't think you ever use the normal. Let me check. Maybe you do. Okay, you do. Man, fuck. And you use hit. Man. Alright then. That's a weird ass way to do it. Actually, why not just do this? Minus down offset. No? Yeah. Get the line intersection with what? Surely it's aim group or whatever it's called. The other line intersection, they're collision aiming. If you hit, return the stuff, otherwise return target and no normal and false. Okay. So all this stuff is going to get replaced. There's two of them. Why? Shit. If you don't provide a target, then your target becomes... This is so fucking different. Man, this code is so bad. Thank God I'm ripping it all out. Yeah. I don't know, I think all calls to this probably should just get deleted. Yeah, like if you're aiming somewhere, the implication of this, I'm pretty sure, is that, but it still does use hit. The implication of this, I'm pretty sure, is it's just getting the normal aim position, but in a different way. I'm pretty sure in the past, aim position used the actual like render scene, and physics aim position used the physics scene, and that's changed. So I think this should just go away. It does not know if you hit the ground or not, and that's kind of a problem. This guy... probably legitimately needs to know whether or not you hit the ground. What do I do about that? I don't know what to do about that. In the actual concept of like the gameplay, if you're ulting, and you go off the map, yeah, you would legitimately not want to ult at that spot. It wouldn't make sense. So the only thing I could maybe do, client aim position valid. Seems not exactly right. But that is the... Oh, and if you have it... Uh-oh. Shouldn't this happen first? If you have a client goblin and you have a valid target, yeah. Because that one cost CPU. Client own position valid. True. I think. Alright. I don't want to fucking pass valid here. I guess it's fine. Alright then. That will do it. Now, get the physics aim position in situations like this. You don't have a normal. And you do actually need it. Ah. Client aim normal. I guess that one's that or something, maybe. This thing kind of has no fucking point at all, actually. Okay. Client aim normal. Alright then, that will do it. When you're returning this, it feels honestly really fucking bad to return a vector here. Maybe the concept of the physics aim position is that it doesn't lock onto a target, but that should be done through code, so no. Yeah. Alright then. Continue. That one definitely becomes this with the goblin. And this can go away completely. So can you. Okay, and now finally, none of these things actually, by the way, use these optional parameters, so I can just delete those. Yep. Oh, that one does. Never mind. Cool. And that's it. All right. 5. Does it compile? Get vertical aim position at teleport. Oh, no. I guess you actually have a goblin at this point, so it is, if you weren't before passing anything in, then probably the correct thing to do is pass in goblin aim position. I think. I'm not sure actually if that's a concept in the goblin. How can I? Whatever. Mouse, no. Well, I'm not that sure what to do then, because that implies this is actually happening on a per goblin basis. You have to have somewhere you're trying to teleport to. I guess I just shouldn't worry about teleporting bots yet. Pretty sure that's what that means. Yeah, so I will just say aim controller get aim position. That should be everything. Now it compiles. Current aim target is not a member. Wait, that's true. Why was it not complaining before? Hmm? It shouldn't have ever compiled. Whatever. Teleport check length. Jump corrected blink height. Okay, I have to find out what this used to be doing. Max distance. It has a max distance, but then it has a max distance of... This is the max distance of how far from the goblin you're allowed to be. So that's probably not the right way to solve this problem. Yeah, it's definitely not. It's possible to pass in the max distance to getting the aim position. That's wrong. That is wrong. No. Shit. I might actually need a whole separate function. Seems like. So then teleport check length and teleport check length. But you probably still have to pass in Goblin, I would believe. Ice line does not have a goblin. Oh, there it is. Okay, he does. Continue. That's everything. So does that imply the other... This is the only thing using the projected position. That's probably not necessary. When you're adding an ice line, get the position XZ to the last position XZ. Okay, I understand then why this had to have happened. Yeah, I get it. Okay, that's still necessary. Shit. So I wonder if I could use this function for this one and just call it. I definitely can. Okay. So what this will do then is clamp the distance. So this goblin will have an aim position. So we'll do this same thing, being sure he's a client. Clamped aim position is client aim position. And I'm pretty sure you should only, yeah, you should only be clamping it to the XZ plane. So maybe it's supposed to be render position to clamped aim position, I guess. So I need the delta. The aim delta is actually just going to be 2 from the render position to the aim position. And then I don't have to... I guess I'll have that anyways, whatever. So the distance... aim distance is actually just the length of the aim delta. If the aim distance is more than whatever the max distance is, the clamped aim position becomes client aim position plus normalize the aim delta multiplied by max distance. Not exactly right. Not exactly right, because clamped offset would be this, because it's an XZ plane. So X, 0, Y. Yep. Also, not exactly right. Very fucking close. Goblin render position. Add to that the clamped offset. The clamped offset, which is from render position to aim position. Okay. At this point, return aim controller get vertical aim position. For the goblin, which has no purpose, clamped aim position. And this gives you back a bunch of shit. It gives you back position, normal, hit, turn those. So that should do it. Fire mage class. I'm gonna skip the rest of this. No, I'll keep playing. It's almost over. Fucking login server crashed.
Save me.
Why is my goblin jittery?
The gates are opening soon. Prepare to
Oh,
rescue
I know.
our princess.
That's not good. I'm also not sure how to fix that. Let's see.
Get to work,
I can figure it out.
Goblin.
So he's jittering because his aim position is updating not on the render loop. At least that's my theory. Although I kind of feel like it is updating on the render loop. No? Update render client aim position. So that just updates the client aim position, and then when you get the aim offset, both of these are conceptually on the render loop, happening at different times though, which is probably fine. And then you get the aim offset in movement. I don't think I care to fix this. It's kind of conceptually right, actually. So the fact that it's jittering isn't... I'm not that worried. Bro. How... people are... I swear this is someone watching the stream.
Save me.
Okay.
The gates are opening soon. Prepare to rescue our princess.
Actually, the jittering is, I think, pretty bad. That's
to
pretty
work,
fucking
Goblin.
bad.
Save me.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay. I have to fix it. I'm gonna assume, let's check if this is even what the fuck is happening. If we just set the aim offset to 0, does it go away? If it doesn't, this is a big problem. No.
Help me.
It did not go away. Interesting. And that makes this so much harder to fix. Uh-oh. Maybe it has to do with the camera? Get smooth position for camera from the self goblin, which would return the render position plus the camera offset. If this happens before the render position is set, that could be a problem. Or yeah, that could be a problem. That I don't know though. It does. Okay. Okay. Also, this is very fucking wrong. Oh. Pre-render and pre-update. Okay. Pre-update should not be doing this, by the way. I wonder what to do. So like pre-update for the server should do this. That is correct. Pre-update for the client should do something completely different. I think I am actually safe to remove this code because this should actually be happening in pre-render, which I don't even know if that concept exists for this guy. And so that does define a pretty clear split here. Yeah. Okay, so you have pre-render for this guy. That's fine. So in the server room, this is kind of complicated. You update the scene gameplay shared, but then after that happens, and probably after just about everything happens, yeah, you pre-render. Goblin Manager pre-render. And it has the final update probably already happened. I have to decide on a naming convention. So pre-render is what it's called. There's pre-render. It does this stuff. Implying server goblin specifically has this. It's an actual function. Goblin last position, last rotation. And I should essentially copy this code from the thing I just deleted. Which it is. Okay. That most likely fixes it all. Let's see. It is once again smooth. Hooray.
The gates are opening soon. Prepare to rescue our
Okay.
princess.
Nice.
Get to work, goblins.
That is potentially all I'm going to do on stream. Because actually what I want to fix, and I mean I've actually mostly removed everything, like this guy's almost completely ripped clean, and most of the stuff that's still here I kind of just don't use at all anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I'm most likely done. Like that, actually, I thought it was going to be much harder, but everything just mostly worked, actually. It feels pretty good. I need to go back in and add all the little tiny edge cases, like not letting you aim entirely across the map, which is a thing you can do right now. And stuff like that. Anyways, game controller works. Woohoo. But mainly I want to fix the login server. This keeps crashing. That needs to not crash, but it's an insanely complicated state machine thing, and it's going to be so hard to fix. So almost everything with bots is done. Well, no, not true at all. Almost everything with being able to start working on bots is done, is what I mean. And so this is the last bit where basically the aiming is going to go inside like the entity structs, and which is part of the reason why this has to change. But the other part is I've been meaning to do this forever because the aiming in the game kind of currently sucks massive ass. So once I change it to be inside the entity structs, I can actually make the bots, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'll do that. It's like Thursday or something, I think. What day is it? Yeah. I don't think I'll do that this week. But so next week, I'm pretty sure everything will be done and I can actually start writing bot logic. So next week, Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to actually make bots. It's gonna happen. Fixing to get set to get ready to work on bots. Yep, that's been the theme of the past couple weeks. Very uncommittal. I'm gonna raid Nui. What's Nui doing? Let me check actually. Okay, I'm conflicted then. Nui Nui is doing work. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't raid them. Fuck. Yeah, thanks for watching, man. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Anyone have a raid opinion? Nui's doing work on their desk, not on their computer. So stop. I don't want to watch this random shit. Any raid opinion havers? Oh, Ryan Fleary's raiding. I don't think I've even seen him raid before. What the fuck? Wallaber? It's gotta be Ryan now. I just noticed him. Cool. He's doing some interesting looking stuff because he has graphs on Microsoft Paint. That's the type of shit I like to see. So yeah, I'll be back Monday or Tuesday. Actually working on bots, believe it or not. Bots are gonna exist Monday or Tuesday, allegedly. So thanks for watching. See you Monday or Tuesday. Bye bye. Say hi to Ryan. He's in the Jai Beta.